Action!
Oh, yo. This thing is way too sticky.
Cut!
I'm sure you want to jump to the part where I make that strange super cold substance. But we are here to understand science first, and then make slimy mucus looking like substances. That doesn't sound awesome, though. To better understand slime, we need first to understand what slime is. Makes sense, no? Slime is a cross-linked polymer made from a pre-existing polymer that originally was a monomer. So, tell me, do you still feel in search of yourself? Alright, jokes aside, to better understand the pretty big world the slime belongs to, we need to take a couple of steps back. First, let's understand what a monomer is. The word comes from the Greek language, where mono means one and meros, part. They are a class of molecules that can bond with other molecules to make long chain, of molecules. When monomers bond together, forming very long chain of molecules in a process called polymerization, we have a polymer. In a polymer, monomers are repeated over and over again until there are hundreds, thousands, or even millions of them in a long chain. As you might have guessed, also polymer has a Greek root, where poly means many or more, and meros, again, parts. Polymers are everywhere and they are very important molecules. They can be synthetic or natural. You and I have a pretty important polymer in our body called DNA, which is made out of 4 different monomers called nucleotide. But that's a subject for another video, perhaps. Examples of very famous polymers are nylon and PVC. They usually have a very long and difficult name to pronounce, like polyethylene terephthalate, and that's why sometimes they get acronym like PET. Well, the science of polymer is really cool, right? But now, how can we make one? We can make it proceeding in 2 ways. The first, we either have a molecule, like the monomers, that can bond with an identical molecule in 2 different points, or we can start from a pre-existing polymer by making a cross-linked polymer. Cross-linkers are substances that, provide cross-links. Cross-links are like molecular bridges between polymer chains that form a 3D net-like shape called polymer network. This is our case because slime turns out is a cross-linked polymer. Now, the moment you were waiting for. Let's make some slime. To make slime, we will start from my pre-existing polymer, clear glue. To turn this polymer, the clear glue, into another polymer, the slime, I need a substance that very often in many slime videos is referred as the activator. Basically, the cross-linker we have explained, which in my case I have used a solution of water and sodium tetraborate, which is the cross-linker. Clear, no? If not, then let's demonstrate by making it. Here I have my clear glue, the polymer we start with. Let's add some color to make it more fun and visible, and then add the cross-linker. To make the reaction happen faster and more homogeneously, we need to stir a little bit. For this kind of amount, a bit more than a little bit. Then we have to make sure that the entire cross-linker is homogeneously distributed inside the clear glue. And there you have it, a fantastic 2.5 kilos of slime. What are we gonna do with it now? Now you might wonder, what is the state of matter of slime? Is it a solid or a liquid? For sure not a gas, right? Slime is a non-Newtonian fluid, which means it does not obey to Newton's law of viscosity. And this means that somehow it can flow unpredictably. For example, water, right? Could you make this with water? I don't think so, right? I often hear in slime videos that the amount of cross-linker that you add to the clear glue is not important. Let's run some experiment to try to understand if that's true. I made two slime that have the same cross-linker inside, but at different amount. How about we test them? Oops. Now, if you were paying attention, you have learned a lot of things about slime. Please share this knowledge with your friends and family, and consider subscribing to the channel and hit the bell button to get notified when I release more video. And maybe try to help me get out of this.